Oh, right.
What?
Full screen. And then there it goes. Oh. It looks a little better. Not much. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Sorry about the frames. We are figuring out our overlay situation, and hopefully, things will be much improved shortly. By the end of the month, is the goal. Like Monday, I have not done my journaling yet, so I will pull up the chapter that I'm working on, but then I will be journaling for the first half hour or so. So if you want to chat with Alison. And
That is
Nor.
fun. I've got too many monikers. It's a what's the word? Term of endearment for the Elven language that we're sort of developing. Kind of like my dearest or my love. It's explained earlier in the prose.
It either means my heart or my love.
Yeah, there we go.
I wrote it down somewhere. I was trying to ignore the question, but couldn't resist. Where did I write it down? Here it is. Mcree is my heart. Mcrai is my love. Okay, back to
Is it
German.
just straight from Irish?
Yes, Irish or Scottish.
Okay, so this hasn't been changed yet.
Um, I believe they're featured in the Outlander show, which makes me think that they're Scottish, but they might be both. Anyway,
Hello again, boys in dark. All right. I'm doing good. Hawkeye is doing her what they're called morning pages. It's a writing practice, so she's not answering questions, but she was also good last I checked. Yeah. Yeah, just gotta play around with it, and I mean that's part of why Hawkeye does the morning pages. From her experience, it helps her with like creativity and being stuck because the idea it's like a stream of thought writing of just whatever's going on for I think she goes for 30 minutes, but you can do 10 or 15 or whatever works for you. And then later in the day, she's better able to work past like being stuck. That's fine. Computer, that USB has been connected this whole time, so I think that's a you problem. I guess it depends on what you're looking for as far as abilities. Like, what's um, I assume it's not stuff like, oh, this one slashes and this one, yeah, that's a fire sword. Right. Yeah, I mean, a good place to start, I think, is looking at like tabletop role-playing games, magic item like tables, and seeing what sort of things there are, and then kind of modifying or building and seeing if maybe something sparks an idea. One that I really like is in, oh gosh, the Assassin's Blade, I think it's called. It's a Forgotten Realms setting. Dritz Do'Urden and Gaddy Bray and Wolfgar. But this follows Artemis Centauri, which is an assassin that once had a run-in with Dritz, and he gets a weapon called Charon's Claw. And one of the things it can do is, like, as he swipes with it, it can leave a black ash cloud in its wake that you can't see through, but as the wielder of the weapon, he can, which is really neat. And it's not like something you would typically think of as a weapon ability, but helps. Yeah, that's neat. I think it's like a almost snake-like how it can like twist and turn and strike. Ooh, that one. Well, that kind of stuff you can get into not necessarily trouble, but because it's a major character. I don't know if we can call her a character. It'll in such a hugely popular franchise, it can be. I don't know. It can feel off to the reader, but it's a sword, and like, eh, yeah, right, and that the word even so, because it was used for Voldemort's stake, that like people will know it from that. They won't go, "Oh, it's fine because it's Egyptian." No, I'm not saying you would get in trouble like legally, not necessarily. It's more that people will see the name and then think, "Oh, this writer got it from this place," and like they're just copying this. Especially if you start to describe the like attacks. as snake-like. You know what I mean? Oh, especially if it's not the final name, then you really shouldn't care what I'm saying. It'd be like, yeah.
Ooh.
Imagine naming someone like Harry Potter and they're like a bricklayer. Like, maybe choose a different name, even if it's completely unrelated. Like, yeah, Rowling doesn't have a it's called Rowling isn't the only one that can use that name, but because of how popular that is.
This is why we do it. Hello. Hi, Poison Dart. I was wondering
Hi there.
who you
Hello.
were chatting with. One of the reasons I like doing morning pages is because every now and then an idea will spit itself out at me, and I'm like, that's amazing. Today's little tidbit was the theme for our next trilogy, which makes me very happy. Ugh.
My heart. Neat. Yeah, and I mean you have the that character in Overwatch, but I wouldn't feel the same like unease about that name as I would about Nagini, just because less well known. It's not like completely different um, power, I guess you can call it. Whereas you describe the sword as moving like an animal. Plus, it's more common, or it's a relatively common one already. You just gotta have them fight with the enemy.
Okay. Back to the first trilogy.
Ooh. Getting the old Eric and Bob, huh? Yeah, kinda. It depends on the setting. I mean, you can play with names within a setting. It's not like a Sarah isn't necessarily wrong for a fantasy book. Just depends on the setting.
It
I
could be
mean, Harry
Sarah.
Potter, right?
It could be Sarah, and you spell it funny, especially if it's a different world. The other thing that I like to do is I pulled a leaf out of George R. R. Martin's book. Apparently, one of the things he likes to do is take normal names and just swap a letter out.
Hey, that's what I do. That's how we got the name. That's how we get the town Paravel.
Nice. Wait, Paravel? As in Care Paravel? As in
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Chronicles of Narnia?
No, as in Paravel, the city I had in the D&D campaign we ran once. Well, I ran.
Okay.
My friend likes to say that um, during character creation for a tabletop RPG, naming your character is the hardest part.
It is. It's the worst. Okay. Where are we?
I think it's super easy, fairly an inconvenience.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Does Lazarus come back from the dead in your book? Then I might. No, I mean names are tricky that sense of like, oh, is this repeated somewhere else? Um, I mean, in that game, Mass Effect, uh, they bring spoilers. They bring Shepard back to life, as and the way they do it, or what do they call it? They call it the Lazarus Project, right? And like, yeah, that totally makes sense. Like that's not an issue whatsoever. Vampire demon, vampire, no, vampire. I like neither of those. Yeah, everybody has a phase. Someone said, um, something I read yesterday, but I don't know if you could call that person to me a semi-stranger. Said that,
An acquaintance?
sure, uh, if you don't look back at your younger self and cringe a little bit. You still have, you still have somewhere to grow.
Uh,
I did disagree with them, but that's what they said.
I think I understand the general idea and agree with the general idea. I don't think cringing has to be the reaction.
That's you know. I know the spelling is different, but it makes me think of carnivore and herbivore, and it's like
That's what I thought.
that's someone that eats demons.
Yep. Yep. That was my thought as well.
Oh, a Nightbot didn't actually give me an item. Google. What did Google ever do for anyone? I'm kidding. Don't hurt me. Oh, those are fun as well. We often will take a term or a like a phrase, depending on the length, and then we mash it through a randomizer, so like a word scrambler, and it doesn't scramble to real words. It just mixes up all the letters in a bunch of different ways, and then we look for ones that seem interesting, and then we'll like cut out letters so that it's a little bit more um, realistic for a person to say. Like the knot trimmer became Huntorum.
For mice people, I might go to the Latin roots of what, like, or like the what is it? Like the genus name for mice, whatever it's called.
Etymology,
Yeah, because they've, no,
maybe.
like the scientific name for mice,
Oh,
whatever it
okay, yeah.
is.
Oh, the genus, yes.
Yeah, um, and play with that, but it depends on how much you decide you want to play with the languages in your fantasy world, because then that raises the question of how is Latin on this fantasy world. But if you don't even want to go there, then just do it and don't worry about it. um that's where I would start. Yeah, see, like Murine, whatever. That's a cool word.
Yeah, that was actually I'm
There you
typing that
go.
out
That's.
right now.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know how Emunor found this word, but that's what I would name your race. That looks super cool. Your race of mouse people. Sorry, I should be more specific. Are you gonna type it out?
Yeah,
Okay.
musculus. Companion of the whale. What? Oh, a small mouse in Latin. Yeah, yeah. Both of them. I mean, you just play with stuff and see what fits. But depending on what you're, I mean, it's an adjective. Like that's an English word, so they might use it in D&D. I don't remember them using it. Oh, without the E. Um, Apparently in Magic the Gathering, they used it like this. Which again, they probably just looked at the adjective and then went, "We can use that," and drop the E so that they could copyright it.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't copyright elves, but something like the Leonin, or I mean, they copyright Mind Flayers and Illithid. Can't use either of those. Or as Baldur's Gate 3 like to say,
Illithid.
Illithid. Yeah, even though there's two L's, Illithid.
Go back to sleep, baby girl. You got half an hour. Yeah, I see you rubbing those eyes.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, again, it just depends on how much you want to play with the language.
Part of me wonders if that's why urban fantasy has become
More popular
so
because it's easy
popular.
to,
Because yeah,
like, my
less.
setting's already here.
Yep, less world building.
How much world building do you do? Zero, because I live in the neighborhood where my book takes place. So,
Though I do, my favorite urban urban fantasy writer is Cassandra Clare.
no,
Her young adult, and I'd recommend a few of her books just so that you get a taste of her world building. It's amazing, but her novels start to fall into she has very set patterns.
what was the name again?
Cassandra Clare. Yeah, Shadowhunters. Yeah.
Oh,
Um,
the
the
uh,
her world building can be I guess summarized in one line, which she uses in the book, and it's amazing, and it's all the stories are true. So she just starts pulling from all of the mythology, all of the fairy tales, all like worldwide,
mm,
and and
it
melds
just
them all
uses the.
together because they're all true. And it's like that's so cool, and the way that she
Is this where Jennifer got her character idea?
no
Okay, that was
no
that was something else, wasn't it?
yes, that is
Okay,
Sarah J. Mass. Sarah J. Mass is the new hotness for new adult fiction.
dope.
New adult fiction.
Oh, that's a quarter. Okay, yeah, that's these ones.
Yes. That's where she got her oh, yep. I knew it. Go
What?
back to sleep.
Oh,
Oh, I had just totally called that once she didn't have to wear the hip harnesses anymore, that she was going to start rolling over in her crib.
and she did.
Yeah, yep. Hasn't even been 24 hours. Oh, yes, it has. Just over 24 hours. That little stinker, if she's awake in the morning and she's ready to get up, she'll look at us and be like, are they awake? So if we roll over, she's like, okay, you're awake. It's time to get up. No, no, it's not.
Is this so? You said this person, yours is the person dies and goes to this other realm. Um, who is naming the abilities? Because if it's that guy, that can be fine still, presumably if he's deep into like
Oh,
mythology.
that's a
But if
great. Yeah, that makes sense.
but if these abilities are being named by the inhabitants of that other realm, then it's no longer appropriate to use names like that because it's like why would they know? Unless the second part is that there's a overlap of the like our world stuff and that realm stuff, like kind of how Marvel did with Thor, where it's like, well, the Vikings worshipped them because they came through and like they're real. So like if Indra is known in on Earth because Indra's real in this other realm, then again it's fine.
gonna check and make sure she does not have a poopy diaper. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, see, there you go. So that makes it appropriate that we would see things from Earth in this other realm. But that has to also be lampshaded is probably the wrong term, but you want to make sure that your readers know that that's kind of what's happening. Yeah, there you go. And that makes it easier on you as for world building. So, yeah, it's good. Mm. Yeah, so that's that's super good because you get to just um, use that for your, use the real world for your world building instead of being like a crazy person like I am. Well, that looks like some garbage. Oh, it's not yours, Poison Dart. That's a hidden one. Yeah. Ooh, zero messages, zero comments. Go ahead and ban this account. Yep. Yeah. And it gives you options for the future. You know, if this story follows the like battle between the two groups, then maybe in the future there could be some spillover to our world or something like that. Who knows? Yep. Yeah, I mean, you can take what is it, Earth stories, and just change one or two things, change a couple things, and it's like, all right, Earth got it wrong because there was spillover from this other realm, and they didn't have it like all of the information. This is how things really are. Like, vampires can walk in the sun because that was just a legend that people had because they didn't know what they were dealing with. That one might not be a good one to change, but I could Ernest? Oh, not a real word. Ernest. Ernest. Wow, that's what it is. Still suck. Oh gosh. I presume that means they still have the same vulnerabilities. And also they suck blood still. They suck in both. Hmm. Yep, yep, yep. That's good stuff. Mm. Better not be no midichlorians.
Course free design services. I'm just a
Yeah, that's interesting. I can imagine going the other route with it and saying like the more powerful vampires need more blood to sustain that level. Yeah, like I said, it's just an interesting idea because my initial thought was the opposite. So have that juxtaposition. Good.
Ten minutes. Okay. Just... I think this might qualify as a tantrum.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, being under the air conditioner is sometimes a curse.
Fuck does that even mean? Okay, I have to go get the baby.
Yeah.
I got maybe 100 words.
Ooh,
Maybe.
that's cool.
But that should go better.
That's-
Oh my gosh, hold on. Is she gonna fall back asleep?
That's 100 more words than you had earlier.
Yeah, hopefully she'll sleep for the entire nap time this afternoon. What? She's falling back asleep. Should I let her sleep or should I get her up? I feel like I should get her up, as much as I would like to keep writing. Thanks for hanging out, Poison Dart. And
Yeah.
maybe... Anybody else? Was it just Poison Dart? Ooh, Troll. Anyway, whoever else. Especially
Monk.
Poison Dart
Yeah, Monk.
for chatting.
Monk got Mordored.
Yeah. All right. We will catch you later today at 3. So just a few hours from now.
Thanks
Bye.
for all the Twitch.